Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 55 of the PowerTalk. Happy New Year 2025.
Happy New Year 2025. Welcome to hiyo episode umesema ya nini? Ni mingi?
55.
55. Yeah, 50 cents.
We're in the 55 episode.
55th.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to you.
Yes. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy to see you.
Good pleasure.
Yes.
Wacha
tuseme and happy New Year to our director.
Happy New Year, Mengos.
And the entire team of us.
So the entire team on the background.
In the background, there is audience in the background.
Yes.
People that you don't see that make this thing a possibility.
True.
And also happy New Year to all of you. And thank you for the massive support, by the way.
True.
We have 5,400 and some few numbers there.
5,500.
5,500.
And 55, episode 55.
What a coincidence.
Very nice coincidence.
And we are in 2025.
Yes.
So I think number 5 is our lucky number.
Number 5 is our lucky number.
So I was thinking about how big 5,500 people are. Imagine one day we call for a live recording. Then out of our audience that maybe will be 1 million and something, just 5,500 turn up.
Tumefunga mwaka. Tunasema happy new year until next year.
Yeah, see you when you see us.
And that's the power of social media, by the way.
Yeah.
I was interestingly, you know, I'm also in 550,000 followers on TikTok. So unaona.
Okay.
Unaona the kiunganishi.
The kiunganishi kishirikishi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I think the message is there. Bana, this side of yours is so uncomfortable, Bana. Hadi I'm like, but anyway,
you think this one is the comfortable one?
I think everyone kuna penye nimezoea kukaa.
Even me, sasa mimi nasikia hapa ni kama niko ndani ya
kibuyu. I was trying to be different. But anyway, how was your Christmas?
My Christmas was awesome. Went home.
Ati ulinunua matunda. I was watching that video. I'm like, brother, uliamua kununua matunda ya msitu.
Yeah, dhiriso. Nikaenda nikaipata nyumbani, iko inanisalimia hivi. I felt bad. I had to do that video.
Bro, ni kama ununue makondofia huko hivi.
Yes.
400 bob.
Yes.
And then ufike kwenu ukute zinapewa dogi.
Na
umekuja na zingine zako.
Yeah.
Anyway, my Christmas was quite interesting. Me, I left. Nilikwambia niliingia PCMF.
I think
I didn't tell
Congratulations. Yes.
Now, I think I went home on that Sunday. Wednesday was Christmas. 25, 24, 23, 22.
Yeah.
I went home. So that was on a Sunday. Nilitoka huko via asubuhi. There was something about Presbyterian. So in Presbyterian there is kitu inaitwa
PCMF.
Wazee wa kanisa. So I was being like, nilikuwa napewa card. I don't know where that card is. To be officially inducted into PCMF.
Yes.
Na nikaombewa. Mother was there.
Yeah.
My shushu was there.
Yeah.
My family was there. So as you speak,
yes,
unaongea na mzee
wa PCMF.
Mzee wa PCMF.
Glory to God.
Hallelujah.
So now that's a very, very amazing Christmas actually, and a very good way to end the year. Because let me tell you something. We can do all these things, but at the end of it all, we attribute it to the Most High.
Yeah, for sure. Ni
Mungu. By the way, when we say ni Mungu, we don't say it to bluff or to throw people off or to dismiss people. We say ni Mungu kwa sababu ni Mungu.
Me, the things I've seen, you know, like today I was just Googling, like nika Google to PowerTalk.
Yes.
Inatoa like YouTube.
Yes.
And barely like 3 months ago, it was only a vision.
Correct.
Now it has happened.
Yeah.
I personally believe that with God's grace, we've been able to get where we are.
Yes.
And natulianza too very simply. Unakumbuka when shooting the first episode?
Yeah.
Mengos, I think you remember the first episode to shoot Skyrise. Where we were like struggling, you know, why by them mtu anaongeanga? How do you even introduce yourself?
Yeah.
And up to this particular point, the fact that we've been very consistent, and today being the 7th of January, 2025, and we are still here, I think it's God.
Yeah, it is.
Hata mimi mwenyewe, I personally don't lose faith. I've made blunders last year. I've made mistakes. I've learned from them. But kuna kitu linibamba sana ni last year. Mwaka iliisha vizuri sana.
Yeah.
Me, I thank God. Penye, like, the far I've actually come and the far we've come. tunasema ni God.
Actually 2024, to be totally honest with people, 2024 was a good year. both mentally and spiritually. It was an year for me that I was able to calm down. I was in a lot of mbio mingi sijui zilikuwa za kwenda wapi. So 2024 really slowed me down in a good way. Like hey boss, hey
tulia,
hakuna mahali umechelewa. Why are you running as if you are late to work?
Me 2024 bro. Me, I was only focused on the money. Bro, like there's someone who was asking me, how do you shoot 10 videos a day? You know, I don't know, but 2024 was a consistency test for me. I was you know, content creation nowadays in Kenya, people should not treat it like a joke. It's a business, man.
Correct.
Bro, like last year, I'm telling you, nilikuwa naangalia like some of the things I'm doing just by the mere fact I'm on social media. Hadi nashtuka. I mean, like if you look at it, most people tend to think that social media really is a joke. But for me, it's not something that I would joke with. Siwezi ni take ati with, you know, lightly. I remember I used to shoot videos every day because I was marketing my classes. I was trying to market my web design agency. Now we've transitioned we've actually gotten into digital marketing.
Congratulations.
And like last year peke yake, I think I shot like 1,500 videos. But like, I don't think there's a day I can count the number of days that I didn't post videos. That's like me telling you on a daily basis I was doing a minimum of like 3 or 5. Zile siku zenye nimekaa sana hadi nasikia mimi ni mgonjwa. Because I really was looking for that consistency that will allow me to build a personal brand.
So now jumping into 2025, I think I'm going to double down on the way I was operating in 2024. I think personally, and to be honest, there isn't a thing I would change about 2024. Only to maximize and increase my reach with whatever it is that I was doing in 2024. Because I saw there is a lot of potential once you start to be serious with the things that need seriousness. And saving a lot of time with things that don't really require you to be there. I'm learning how to delegate. Hiyo ni kitu nimekuwa nikistruggle nayo.
Buddha. Me, I had... go on. Acha nisibonge.
I'm learning how to delegate, like to let people do things for me. Because if there is one thing that I have been struggling with for a long time is to accept that I have outgrown something and I have taught someone, now wameshika vizuri, now they can do that thing for me. I have always been that person who wants to do things in a certain way because I like my formula or I like things to be done in a specific way. So this year najichuna nini hivi. Hata nikidelegate mtu akose, nipate hiyo grace ya kumguide without really dismissing them, because nimekuwa na kashida. Like when I give someone a role, anaifanya venye staki. Mine was to like, nimeona hii hautaweza, wacha tu niifanye. So now, right now, I'm training myself to be a little bit gracious, and now to train them the way I want things to be done, as well as learning from them. Maybe their formula of doing things can also work for me.
I actually think you're learning how to be patient with people.
Yes.
That's what I would say. Even me, like, you know, I got a personal assistant. Her name is Susan. So I never knew what a personal assistant does.
Yes.
So hadi mwisho mimi nakutanika mimi ndo namuassist.
Yes.
But like there are things I was so used to doing. Like for example, if I'm supposed to do a campaign report.
Yes.
I never knew it's her job. Like ndo na realize by the way kitu Susan anaweza.
Yeah.
And you see, she's doing a good job.
Yes.
I also got myself a brand manager.
Congratulations.
I'm confusing myself with content creation. I like the way you've checked on me, ukaniambia. But the Buddha unashinda, like, you know, there's a point I was talking about relationships all the time.
Yes.
Like, because you're feeling hurt in a certain way, you project your feelings on social media.
Correct.
You don't have to be honest. That I don't think as a person, you should really get to that point where just because of a certain experience that you put it on social media, trying to bluster something that probably is normal. And that's why for me, like I was telling you, in 2025, one of the resolutions I had is to stop creating content on relationships.
Yes.
Reason being, siko ubaya, is because I've realized that every person has their own journey when it comes to relationships.
That's true.
And we as people on social media, we are called influencers and creators, have a certain way that you can actually get to influence someone negatively just because of an ideology you have about someone who hurt you and your feelings.
Yeah.
Yes.
Another thing I'm coming to like be in terms with is the power that I wield as quote unquote influencer. Because there's some people who take your word as expert advice. Like they know when DB says something, it's something that should be taken with a lot of seriousness.
Siku hizi unachapa ma content bwana, una every day like niko hapa hivi tu. There's a video created, I think that's 2025. Mengos, that video he created 2025. There's a way you get onto business like nikaa unatuambia tu buda.
Yeah. Because now I realized, you know, there is a saying that goes, to whom much is given, much is expected. And with power comes great responsibility.
Exactly.
We can't, man, I'm being followed by 60,000 humans. Where you are 10 times ahead of me. 500,000 humans. Do you know, in as much as you would love to say in social media, you have a responsibility to lead those people.
Exactly.
At least a fifth of those people follow you religiously.
Mimi, I saw someone buying a desk. Easy desk naambianga watu.
Yes.
Like, I think, you see that office desk I was telling you?
Yes.
Because you're still talking about productivity. I was trying to tell guys that in 2025, just go get yourself that desk and chair. I've been receiving photos of people buying that.
Yeah.
And at one point I realized, wait, this is how you lead people or you mislead people.
Exactly.
And I have to personally say thank you to each and every person who follows me. Thank you to each and every person who engages with our content.
Yes.
I tend to believe we should not be taking that for granted.
Yeah.
By the mere fact that someone has chosen to trust what you tell them and believe in it and hold. I think for me, I like to be held accountable. And when I see young people making change, which is positive change, I'm so happy about that.
Yes. Like now, learning how to wield that power and also walk in it. Because some a very good mentor of mine, kuna hizi tunaitanga end of year reviews, zenye ainanga vitu mingi ni reality checks of things that you think you're good at, but unachapa reality check, unaona enyewe I need to work. The mentor told me that you cannot give that which you don't have.
Sure.
If you're trying to project leadership into people, if you're trying to tell people to be this and this, you must be that yourself. People follow where there is action. People follow where there is activeness in implementing that which you're telling people. Nowadays, people are scrutinizing 100 times what you're telling them before they believe it. Because people are so much used to these narratives of coming here and giving out rules than going out there and doing our own things.
Yeah, sure.
I like something Dale Carnegie says. Even as leaders ourselves and as people who are trying to project how people should be living in our own thinking, sometimes we struggle with the very same things that we are telling people to do. So if you want to be a good leader, which that's the goal. Because there are some people like us who are called for leadership. You can't escape that. And in leadership, it doesn't mean politically or in our areas of expertise, in our areas hiyo place yenye God amekupea responsibility, you are called to be a leader there. So you have to check on yourself, not to be so much into perfection such that you tend not to understand other people when they are struggling with something that you struggled with kitambo before you became the person that you are right now. Leadership is about embracing people in their different levels. Like understanding, okay, now, instead of being defensive and trying to be correct and trying to be right all the time, try to listen to this person, understand where they're coming from, then offer your advice as recommendation. Recommend to them. It is their choice to choose whether they can do whatever it is that you have recommended or not.
Not commanding them.
Yes, not commanding them. Because sometimes we... especially if you have influence in a certain area, we tend to try to shovel information through people's throats, and that's not how it should work. You're supposed to state something, let people choose for themselves. This is what I want, this is not what I want. as opposed to saying this is a fact and that is how it should remain.
Actually learns that the greatest leaders are actually the greatest listeners.
Yes, actually you lead once you start tackling the problems that people are struggling with, as opposed to like, hatuwezi weka solution kwa billboard. And what I mean by that is that when ukiweka billboard ushaeka, wezi enda kurab information,
you cannot rub it.
Yeah. So solution haiyekangi kwa billboard. Solution huwa inakuja after listening to the problem, understanding it, and understanding the person who is suffering with that problem and where they are coming from.
Yeah, true. That's a very nice observation.
Yeah.
Now let's really delve into productivity. You're a video editor.
Correct.
And by the way, let me tell you one thing that I tend to think now affects how productive we are. Smartphones. Bro, there's a time I'm reading this book. Ndo maana nimeweka hapa. It's called How to Calm Your Mind. Finding Productivity in Anxious Times by Chris Bailey. Oh, I show it, one director. So this is a book I'm reading at the moment. And the book itself highlights how you need to calm your mind and be more productive. Umaijipata in a position where you're editing a video.
Yes.
And as you edit that video, a notification gets into your phone.
Yeah.
And you start scrolling. I was in that kind of a trap. I was telling Mengos that we focus so much on dopamine wielding activities. Or activities that give us that dopamine hit.
Yeah.
An example would be, like, we want to go and work in a cafe, but we still want to wear headphones and listen to music. We are literally not working. We are just having the dopamine hit that we are in a cafe and we are listening to music.
Yes.
And then we are working.
Yes.
There's no productivity there.
Yeah.
I was also trying to understand the relation between how smartphones actually act as a distraction, where, like, for example, I'm working on a website. Very busy, niko tu, I'm working on a website. But you know what I'm projecting on the next screen? Niko Netflix na watch series fulani. Literally, I'm not working actually. I'm not even being productive.
Yes.
And this actually stems from the activities that you actually start engaging in that make you take, like, in your mind, we unaona we unafanya vizuri. Umejipata, like, there's a time I was editing a video and I was listening to some music, reggae music. You find yourself doing.
Yeah. Especially when there is a specific thing that you can't really figure out. Kaishi uko wapi? You put some Luciano there.
Unaweka hapo. Unaweka World Boss. You start rapping.
Yeah.
I if there's one thing I've really been intentional about in 2025 so far, and this is actually over the past 2 days, let me say, because it's a concept I actually learned recently. About setting productivity hours and staying away from your phone.
Yes.
If you can, by the way, social media is good. I'm not saying it's bad.
Yes.
It's very good. But as long as you use it properly. Have you ever found yourself, like, umeanza kuscroll usiku, you've started and not stopped? Mimi there's a day niliscroll, nikakuta iko almost sijui saa 7. What have I been watching? I can't even remember.
A lot of nothings.
The book, Chris alikuwa anasema, in the book, in the past, when we didn't have smartphones, senye ilikuwa kaduda, someone could leave work, akuje kwa nyumba, aoshe vyombo, clean their house, right? Wash utensils, sit down and read a book for 2 hours. Nowadays, unafika kwa nyumba, you start scrolling your phone, saa 4 usiku ndo unakumbuka, guy, I need to eat.
Yeah. Actually, kuna a health coach tulikuwa tunaongea na yeye. And jokingly nikamwambia, by the way, do you know nowadays even phones are a very good weight loss mechanism. Because if you want to fast, like to be skipping food, start scrolling through TikTok, masaa ya kupika. You will not cook. You will not eat. Utafika masaa ni saa 4. First of all, unapiga hesabu, ni wapi naweza enda kubuy food saa hii? Hakuna. Ni wapi naweza order junk food? Hakuna, kumefungwa. Usiwache niiname.
Acha niiname. Kesho ni siku.
Yes. Unaamkia a very light breakfast. Maziwa and your wheats. Lunch hakuna, juu kazi nayo lazima upige. Jioni nayo.
But that's really going to affect your productivity.
That's the thing.
Man, mimi, do you know, like, honestly, kitambo, I could sit with someone in the same room.
Yeah.
Now I tell you, I'll not be interested in the conversation I have with you. Bro, I'm worried about my phone. I've been to meetings with clients. Naona huyu client ameanza kuboo sasa.
Yeah.
Mwangalia hivi, I'm like, okay. Or have you ever found yourself in a situation where there's also there's a difference between being productive and busy?
Yeah.
And most people, like mimi kuna siku I was like, wait, I started, nilianza kuangalia the amount of fuel I'm burning by activities that make me seem busy. Like driving all the way from here to Karen to meet someone you could have done a virtual call with.
Yeah.
That is just you trying to be busy and you feel that you're productive.
Yeah.
Actually, productivity is not even you feeling it. Is you seeing it.
The results.
What have I done? Like, I started doing something which is quite funny. So every evening, I do an audio transcript. What have I done for the day?
Yes.
And it's not about checking boxes and saying, no. I was able to create this website, finish on the homepage. Yes. I did this section. After that, I was able to write 2 blogs for a client. I was able to schedule 3 LinkedIn posts. I was able to edit and post 3 TikTok videos.
Yes.
That is how you measure it. And then, it's not even really about you doing things.
Yeah.
What effect has that thing that you've done? Has it made you progress in any manner? Do you know, like, kuna msi anafanyanga job to finish?
Yeah. Ndio atoke hapo. Ndio akikaa chini mahali atakaa ajue yeye hana job yenyote ni.
And in fact, nowadays, I'm taking jobs zenye najua I'll deliver.
Yes.
There are people I've had as clients and naona 1 minute, first meeting, second meeting, and the third meeting, I'm like, I'll not deliver the way you expect. Because first of all, I'll be completing a job. I'll not be giving you value.
Yes.
But then there are clients who even call me till today and I'm like, hey, let me just change it. Because I found value in doing your work.
Yes.
Because I was productive. I didn't complete a job.
Yes.
When you complete a job, you've completed it even in your head.
Yes.
So where kuja hapo na changes zako, I'll be like, hey Buddha, mi stories zako nilishamalizana.
Yeah.
Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you're working like that? Where it's called an accomplishment mindset from the book.
Yeah.
You're looking at accomplishment. You feel good, but you're not productive.
Yeah.
And by the way, what do you think about productivity? Unasumbuka because I don't know.
Let me tell you something. To be honest, hiyo ni area ambayo nimesuffer a lot. Because as you've said, I've always been focused on accomplishments, and that's you've given me another way of looking at it, because most of the things that I was thinking I'm being productive, I was really just ticking boxes,
completing a job.
Yeah, completing tasks. And once you complete that task, now you have a lot of free time that you can do whatever it is that you think you want to do. Having free time is overrated, by the way.
Are you sure?
Because you can have a lot of free time, but you will not rest.
Exactly.
Because rest means pausing on everything. If I'm rushing to get free time so that I can get more time to scroll or to chat with someone or to have meaningless conversations over the social media, that really isn't productivity. I've just completed one task. Now I've entered into another one. Because if you have to chat with someone to keep a conversation going and all that, it becomes a task. So really, you are not saving time to rest or to do something that is productive. Something that is productive, let's say you can join a gym somewhere. All right? Unasema kila asubuhi, let's say nitaamka and my schedule is like niamke niende kwa gym, then I have 1 hour of reading, then from there naeza anza my day. As opposed to starting your day, then finding somewhere there you went the gym, now it becomes a task.
It really does become a task anyway.
Yeah.
And you see, I like, go on. There's something I'm getting, by the way.
Yeah. If productivity, if you start with gym, if you are a reader, read a book, then enter into your normal day. Huku katikati, you won't struggle to find time to do something that is productive. Because if you're struggling to find time for it, it becomes a task.
I give you another concept. I actually did learn it from the book, The 5 a.m. Club.
Yeah.
Robin Sharma. In the morning hours, invest in yourself.
Yes.
That is your you time. And something I actually started adopting in 2025 is making my mornings about me. So in the mornings when I'm going to create content, come up with video ideas on what I'm supposed to shoot.
Yes.
Then from 10, nimeenda gym, nimerudi kwa nyumba. From 10 all the way now, I can have meetings.
Yes.
Hata mkitaka mpaka jioni, I can have meetings.
Yes. Now try to rearrange that thing.
Now you can imagine umeamka asubuhi, first thing is a meeting.
Yes.
Believe me, by the end of the day, you'll have done nothing.
Exactly.
There are people who jump from meeting after meeting after meeting, and they think they're productive. They're not.
You're just busy.
You're just busy. Like, I was looking at it, Pia. Why do you think something like Zoom and something like Microsoft Teams, something like Google Meet, why do you think they're there? To make it easy for you to have meetings. You don't need to be meeting each and every person.
Yeah.
Like for me, I've prioritized that if I'm supposed to do physical meetings, they have to be 2 or 3 per week.
Yeah.
2 or 3, period. And by the way, when like for example, I like to stack my meetings. So here's what I'll do. If I know I'll have meetings in Westlands, I'll drive to Westlands. Nifike Westi.
Yes.
So each and every person is going to meet me in Westlands.
Yeah.
I don't have to leave Westlands. So you see, you kill birds. Like, you can have all your physical meetings. And then now, prioritize time to actually just be productive. Me used to think being productive is like doing a lot of work during the day. No. In fact, you should not be completing things and checking boxes.
Yes.
That's a wrong approach in productivity. I think the thing is this thing that you're doing, is it first of all enjoyable to you? There's a concept called burnout.
Yes.
We find someone is just doing something. Like, many employees in a company are experiencing burnout.
Yeah.
You don't have control over what you're doing, so you just do it. You're like a machine. Hey, photocopy. Okay. Letter. You do.
Yeah.
And then eventually you have burnout where you're completely out of that place. Hata like unaambia msee anakuambia, hey, ati nimesema nifanye nini? Okay. This is a person who is like at burnout because, first of all, you're just doing things for the sake of doing things. And then you're doing things because of a paycheck.
Yeah.
Me, I've stopped that aspect of checking boxes to accomplish tasks. I'm now doing like, it's something Nani is referring to as engagement. Is this thing that you're doing, is it like giving you a meaningful sense of purpose? By the way, don't like me, I had to cut off so many clients. There are clients I was like, I'm just wasting time with you.
Before you even endelea kidogos, because let us now put things into perspective, because I'm one person who is really big on businesses and how people run businesses. Entrepreneurs, please, it is very okay to fire clients.
Of course.
They fire us, we can fire them back. Fire them. Like, if a person really isn't in alignment with your productivity way of thinking, if there is a lot of back and forth, again, I'm not telling you to be an egotistical maniac.
Egotistical maniac or something like that.
If truly this person is undermining your productivity and how much you can deliver to them, because of how much they have been sabotaging the process of you working for them, fire them, please. Because let me tell you, you'll have a very hard time looking for those mashilingis. You won't even have you won't have a good reason as to why you ulivumilia all that nonsense.
Yeah, sometimes you have clients who are a bother to you, who are a problem, but since you're afraid of telling them, you continue taking on the, let me call it, for quote unquote bullshit.
And let me tell you something. Do you know a bullshit client gives you grounds to deliver bullshit work hata kama utaki?
Of course. There is like, I used to charge very cheap for websites kitambo.
Yeah.
But I was charging because of money. Until I met a guy who was charging 100,000, 2 clients a month.
Yeah.
And he doesn't do anything. He has people for that. And I was like,
Mimi
zanyi nataka napata like 10 jobs.
Yes.
And I'm being paid like 10,000 per job. So you him and you're all alone.
Yeah.
You get. Sometimes we also, let me also say, there are nonsensical statements that are thrown around that I think are very weird and whimsical or something like that. You see how people say that entrepreneurs, you should always be on your feet. Ati unalala 3 a.m. I mean, that's nonsensical. Like, I was thinking about it, like, what if you just planned your time properly? What if you just got the right people? What if you just listened more instead of shouting and talking more?
Yes.
Like, me recently, I was like, so you're telling me hiring you is like you hear a personal assistant is like 10 to 20k per week.
Yes.
For creators like us.
Yeah.
So you have to spend between 40k to 80k per month. You get a brand manager is 100k.
Yeah.
Nilipiga hesabu nikamwangalia nitoe 150k kila mwezi. But then
ukipiga hesabu the backlog anakuondolea hapa mbele.
Bro, like right now mimi sina wasiwasi. In fact, after this podcast naweza lala. Because I know there is someone who is handling my stuff.
Correct.
And you see, I came to even realize that most of the time we think that you're making money for us, but we are not making money for us.
It's for the... You have made a very important
umeshika
point there. Kwa sababu, the moment you are making money for you, you will only get enough for you.
For you.
But if you have a team that you are looking money for, you will get enough for you, for the team, and to increase and expand.
One of my team members was telling me, me, I am praying for you.
Yeah.
Sayo namwangalia hivi, you're waiting, this is like 80k to 100k a month, and you're like, guy, you're praying for me. So that means I have to be on my toes.
Correct.
Like, let me give you a real scenario of how I operate. I have a web designer.
Yes.
Web designer is like I normally do because I currently haven't incorporated my company.
Yes.
Any job we get, they have to take a certain percentage.
Yes.
Between 30 to 50%.
Yes.
So, like if a project is like 100k, that guy is going to take 50k.
Correct.
Then you have social media managers. Any project, they have to take 50 or 40%.
Yes.
Nakwambia, and these guys are always like, hey, Elvis, hakuna job? Hakuna job? What happened with it? So you can imagine you have a trail of like 10 people.
Yes.
Behind you.
Yes.
And God is funny in a way. He makes sure that you even get more.
There's something I learned from my mentor. Na sitawacha kumention. She's a madam, a very good PR guru. She has been there for I don't know how many years, like 20 years experience in PR. She said, the more you take up responsibility, the better of a CEO you become. Because the work of a CEO is to hire the next person to make your work easy. You see, you as a boss, in fact, you should hire a CEO. Make your best hire. Moja tu. And let that hire the rest.
That's another nice perspective, by the way. And that's how companies are run.
Exactly. Because now, me as a director of my own company, I want to hire until me hire me nikuwe na relationship mpaka na watchman. But now, that's not how it should be. Hire the best CEO, the best person who can run your business. Because there is entrepreneurs and there is intrapreneurs. An intrapreneur is a person who can only do well in running someone else's business, not theirs. Do a very good case study. The CEO of Google, they could not start their own Google, but look at what they are doing with Google. Yeah, the CEO of these other companies, Microsoft. They didn't start it, but look at what they are doing to those companies. That company made them a billionaire, right? If they started their own, all the process of financing and all those things, blah, blah, blah. But now they are the best fit to run the company to the next step. So now that what the directors and the shareholders did is to hire the best CEO. The best CEO will hire the best of each and every docket. Simple as that. Even when it comes to creating your team, tafuta tu mtu moja mwenye unajua huyu. Subconsciously, you know he or she is the head of the team.
And they know what they're doing.
I
actually think it's really, I think it's at that point where people should ask themselves the question of, am I an employee in my company?
Yes.
Ni kama nafanya kila kitu.
Yes.
Someone was asking me like the other day.
Yes.
Wait a minute. So, you shoot your videos, you edit them, you post them, you comment, you share, na unaenda live wewe peke yako.
Yes.
So I said, yeah, see, I do all that. Then I was like, what a bad life.
Yes.
Like nikianza kusikiza hivyo because I'm like, sometimes you have this extra 120,000, 150,000 every month that God makes sure is there.
Yes.
Iko.
But
what you do is you misuse it.
Kumbe mateke na huko.
Kumbe hii ndio inafaa ulete mtu mwingine akutengenezee kama hiyo. because I think you should be not only be hiring people, you should be hiring the right people.
Yeah, that's why I've said your first employee should be your best shot.
But imagine mimi ni content like last year I think I was mad. Jioni I have classes, I have natengeneza website, sijui na manage sijui account,
social media fulani ya mtu.
But when someone tells me ati to employ them, I'm like, hey, kuja ukule pesa yangu. But there are people who operate like that. Have you ever seen a Kikuyu landlord who has 15 apartments na yeye ndo anazimanage kila siku?
Yeah, anakujianga rent.
We, number 14.
Ulipe ama utoke.
There are guys who like I've started learning something that for me to really focus on my productive areas, I need to also give leeway to people who are professionals in what they do to actually come and provide value.
Thank you. That's why people are professionals in whatever area they are.
Like I had a problem kitambo. Like, you know, recently in December ikiisha, that's when I had a complete like change and shift. You know what there's, you know, you can believe what you do is right to an extent that you see what other people are doing is stupid.
Yeah.
Juzi mtu alinipata tu, I was creating LinkedIn posts. And me I'm like, hey Buddha, uku LinkedIn. And the person was reading my post and saying, these posts are so shallow. Hey, ati they are so shallow. Sayo unagonga kama 5 hivi. Unasikia like, they're so shallow, I think we should do this. And that's when I was like, okay. Let me just listen.
Yes.
I came to learn by the listen more.
You listen more. And when you understand that you can be a guru in your area of expertise, but there is always a tweak somewhere that some random guy out there knows better than you.
Speaking of people and speaking about productivity and stuff, artificial intelligence,
AI.
Buddha, like I have classes starting next week on Monday.
Yeah, and actually people should join.
13th of January. And I'll tell you that AI is here to actually free up most of the time that you would have spent doing something. Like niliona almost everything nowadays has AI. Like I was going through, like it's important peer for you if you want to be more productive. Also learn new things. Like for me, I normally do a subscription with Udemy. I think it costs like $19 a month. And you can learn anything.
Yes.
So I was taking this course by Seth Godin. I think you know Seth Godin. He's like very good in marketing.
Oh yeah.
So there's this course he has on Udemy on how to become a freelancer.
Yeah.
And ndio nilikuwa napitia. And I also have to say that people have to understand that AI is here now. Every single thing that you're doing, artificial intelligence is here to like help you with it.
Yes.
Like I'm looking at how freelancers can utilize AI in their daily activities.
Yes.
Like you've seen AIs that can be able to transcribe. Like you see this entire podcast that we have over here. I can upload it on a platform like Descript and it's going to create a full transcript.
Yes.
And from that specific transcript, I can create as many posts as possible.
Yes.
Like Neza, I can record like Neza have a conversation with you for like 2 hours. Take that entire script and use it to create like captions for videos perhaps. So it becomes so easy for you to like even do content creation, to even write blogs.
And even treat content with the right SEO.
Exactly. So those are some of the things like AI. ChatGPT is a very good tool that allows you, like for example, for entrepreneurs. One thing I'm also telling some of the entrepreneurs in Kenya is that in as much as you have the money, in as much as you have build some social capital. Be on social media. Like I'm telling you, use something like TikTok.
Yes.
There's a documentary I was watching. I don't know if you've seen it. Msianaitwa Brian Johnson on Netflix. This guy is trying not to age. He's like 47. Umeona?
Yeah. He's taking bone marrow from his son.
Buddha mimi niliangalia umse. But I was like, okay, haina noma. Is your son wewe ulizaa? It's your sperm. So I don't imetoka vibaya.
It is, but it is.
It is, yeah? So, but anyway, I'm just saying that he's trying to utilize social media. Kuna kitu fulani anaita sijui blueprint. The guy is taking like 140 pills a day. Hey, bravo, I was like, hey. But he's on social media putting himself out there. Build a brand for yourself.
Yes.
Have you ever met an entrepreneur? Unasikia umse is worth like millions and you're like, oh, okay.
Hello, sir.
Hello. You're good? Okay. But now there's someone you meet, Busi Tembekwayo. He doesn't even need to introduce himself twice. Usha, na kujua msee, unasema nini? Me, I even buy your products. Me, I meet guys and they're telling me, Buddha, mi niko Daru. Na itangua, kuna mse fulani, he's, hata Mengos, I remember.
Yes.
Used to find these guys who have pseudonyms in your classes.
Yeah.
Helicopter 108.
Yeah.
Timindo Helicopter 108. you get?
Mindo ule today mujibu maswali.
Yeah, people need to be building that personal. And not to be famous or something. Because me, I hate fame.
To add on that, I'll always go for greatness, not fame.
Fame is overrated?
Because there's a very famous quote that people really underestimate its power. That all great people are famous, but not all famous people are great. So I'm always for greatness. And greatness comes after the impact that you have had on people. You see, the Bible says, I'll paraphrase it, but mtu mwenye hujisifu is very much wrong, in the wrong, because hufai kusifiwa, fanya kitu, ngoja usifiwe. Yeah, but nowadays with fame, we are trying to praise ourselves as opposed to doing things that are impactful, that people can not even praise, appreciate us. And now, 2025 is an year that is gonna be full of surprises for many people. Because to add on what you've said on AI is always gonna get better. Imagine the version of ChatGPT that we have right now is the worst that it will ever be. It can only get better.
It can only get better, for sure.
It is the worst version of it that we have right now. The worst version we have of these AI website builders and all those things, they are the worst in their version right now. And if they are in their worst state, and this is what they can do, what about you?
Best state.
What about you who is rigid and you don't want to learn? You are. There's something I see people out here doing, criticizing people who are implementing AI and making things work smoothly. They're like, pana wewe, uge follow the formulas. Kwani unatumia AI? AI means you're lazy. I'm lazy, but I'm getting the work done.
I don't know why people have that perspective, and I've never understood. You keep complaining someone is using ChatGPT, but you still continue reading their posts.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying, okay, to an extent, I think you need to be utilizing AI properly. And at the same time, you need to be looking at what benefits it has for you.
Yes.
Kama kazi too is opening AI and searching. Like there's a guy who was saying that anaitumia to search for weird things. Sijui, what is the capital of Russia? Like, you know, people are like, that's what they're doing. And you know, at the same time, like for me, I normally say that if you take AI as a tool it is, combine human intelligence with artificial intelligence, there's magic there. I don't know if it's Nani who had said that. There's this guy called Neil Patel. I'm not very sure if it's him who said that, but I'm just trying to, let me butcher it kidogo. I'm just saying that if people really got to understand that you can be more productive by using artificial intelligence properly, rather than sit down and continue complaining, hey, this thing is taking our jobs. Which jobs? Sometimes, okay, normally, siko ubaya, but you see, artificial intelligence is here, yes. You're going to be replaced with someone who knows how to use AI.
Yes.
It's not AI which is actually going to replace
Correct.
you. It's someone who knows how to use AI. Because, like, for example, prompt engineering. There are people you tell, create a post for me for Instagram. Yeah, naenda to write a post for me on Instagram about this. But there's someone who is very specific. Write a post regarding this, use this particular tone. That is someone who is actually going to get the job, not you. And I believe that it's the high time people really got to understand that AI is here to stay. It's here to make you more productive, to make your work easier, to make your life easier. And generally, yeah, the jobs issue is there. But apart from jobs, is there something else that you can do? There's entrepreneurship, there's freelancing.
Yeah.
All these exist because you have the power to use AI. Yes.
And have the mentality of leading in the frontier of whatever it is that you do. You can be an entrepreneur and an intrapreneur. You can be employed, but be the leader within that employment space. Like revolutionize everything. Look at the people who are working in the biggest companies right now. They don't own them. They're working for them.
You're working for them.
The person who is running Safaricom and doing all the crazy changes and the marketing strategies and all that, they don't own Safaricom. they're employed. The person who is running the greatest companies in Kenya, EABL and all those things, they don't know the companies, but because they have decided to be entrepreneurs, is it a surprise that person is getting a salary of 30 million every month? It's not.
No. Hey, there was this guy, man, his cooperative bank. 30 million, bana.
Yeah.
Me, it was a year, bana. The guy is like pocketing over 360 M per month, per year.
Yeah.
Okay. No problem.
So, that person has decided to be an entrepreneur. He's doing business within the business that has employed him. Not necessarily doing insider jobs and all that, but bringing on strategies that are bringing money to the company, such that even the company paying him 30 million, they are still looking for ways to even pay him higher because of the strategies that he's bringing to the company. So we are not here to brush off the aspect of being employed. You can be employed and be a brand within the brand.
Of course.
Like what Bob Collymore did for Safaricom.
That was a lot.
It was a lot. Like the footprint of Bob Collymore will forever be there. What also Michael Joseph did and what Ndegwa is doing. They are coming with different approaches. And that is what is warranting whatever they are earning right now. And even the status that they have in the society, that is what is warranting them there. Like the respect that these people get is not because of association to the company, but what they are doing to the company. Because each and every day you will hear people referencing them. And when CEO Flani came, this and this changed. And when CEO Flani came, this and this changed. Why do you think they will always be a form of recycling CEOs within the big companies? It's because once that ecosystem has been established, that once a certain person enters in a certain field, they take their time to understand how the team operates. Then they bring their mind. That person, if the company that they are working with is not practicing their appraisals and all those things, they will be poached. Like mimi, if I know kuna mtu anakuakia elves and you're not really giving them the proper appraisal, and they are the heart of the company, I'll poach them at a higher salary. And because I'm doing the exact same thing, I'll tell them now chukua sterling, this is what this is what we are offering. There are some places you would find even directors of companies offering CEOs to be part of shareholders, so that when you're running a company ni yako. Yes. So you can imagine unatoka mahali unalipwa mshahara, unakuja mahali penye you're part of the company, you're part of the shareholders.
You're actually an owner and a decision maker in the company.
You're an owner and a decision maker. So any stupid decision that you make
is yours.
Loss munakula nyinyi wote.
True.
So I think this year is an year that personally I'm looking to expand my knowledge in entrepreneurship, understanding how businesses work. I'm really gonna study businesses because let me tell you something. All this knowledge that we have, at the end of the day, we are supposed to make business sense of it. If you don't make business sense of it, all this theory, tutakuwa tuna blab.
True.
Yeah.
This year, I'm focusing on digital marketing, productivity, AI, and skills.
Yeah.
Tosha.
Peer production, doubling down on production.
Yeah. Very important. What's your final say? What do you have to tell people for 2025?
2025, we can say a lot of things as PowerTalk, as Daddy Blessing, as Elvis. But we are personally I'm approaching a leadership point of view. Take your time, analyze everything that has been said, and pick and select that which will work for you.
Sure.
And add your final touch, because nothing is new under the sun. The things that seem new is only that people have taken existing concepts and they have done them their way. That is why it feels new to you. So take the existing concepts, do them your way, and that's how you become a revolutionary person.
True.
Because you have added your icing on the cake. So be that person who is outgoing, and to be a leader you must start by leading yourself.
True.
For if you don't know where you're going, I don't know what business you have with telling people that you can lead them to that direction.
Exactly.
Yes.
Me, all I can say is Merry Christmas.
Hey, boss man.
Happy New Year. Unajua nilikuwa nataka kusema nini? Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. All I can say is happy new year,
Yeah.
2025. Focus on setting some serious goals.
Yeah.
Na si zile unaandikanga unasema I want this and this. Have specific goals on what you want to achieve. Write them down and work towards them. Improve your life. I think most is going to be said in the podcast. As you can see, we've now changed to long form content.
Correct.
And we're going to be having guests from time to time.
From time to time,
Guests who can actually share insights that are relevant with what we talk about. And generally just helping you improve your life.
Yes.
So from me is just to say happy new year. Forget the Merry Christmas. But anyway, Merry Christmas to
nashinda kwani tumeanza 2025 boss.
Buddha mini kwa Merry Christmas.
Yeah, 2025.
Buddha. Like I think there's someone I just want to time yake isha tu. So ni kama narukisha.
Unarukisha mwaga. But 2025 is gonna be a good year. Even in that area. There's some people who are gonna really taste how God works for his people. That's all I can say.
Nasikia vibaya. Juu August haijafika. Kuna siku fulani tunangojea ya August, Tuesday.
Yes.
Haijafika
but
iko karibu. Anyway, from me to you, thank you so much for watching today's episode. We look forward to be engaging with you more. From me to you is just embrace a life of improvement, better yourself.
Correct. And the only person that you're supposed to compete with, and the one that will defeat you, is the person that you were yesterday. That guy will smash you. That guy will kick you and very hard. He doesn't joke. The guy that you were yesterday, if he finds the guy that you are today, atakuonyesha moto. So work on defeating that guy. The rest, that the people that you think you're competing with really aren't even competing with you.
They're just looking at you and okay, good.
Yeah, so thank you so much for watching today's episode. See you in the next one.
See you in the next episode. Thank you.